So today I'll be reviewing Pokemon Journeys episode 132, the finals part 4 partner. I know this review is very late and usually I would just skip it, but obviously this episode is worth making an exception for. I have so much to say in regards to this episode, from the battle itself, the art and animation, and what I consider to be the greatest moment in the history of the anime. But first is a congratulations to Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town for becoming the very best like no one ever was. It was a 25-year-long journey to reach this point in the anime, but Ash is now the supreme Pokemon trainer, the Pokémon World Champion. This review is going to be a celebration of Ash's greatest victory ever, in what I consider to be the best episode in the history of the anime. So with that said, let's begin. So starting from the beginning with Eternatus, there's not much to say here. It just cleaned up the Galar particles as I was expecting, and that in turn made it possible for Ash and Leon to get another go at Gigantamaxing. So Leon returns Charizard and Gigantamax's Cinderace, and Ash does the same and Gigantamax's Pikachu by tossing him in the air. I thought this moment was great, not only because we got to see Leon use another Gigantamax Pokemon, but also because we got the return of Gigantamax Pikachu on the biggest stage Ash has ever battled on, which is the perfect way to symbolize the depth of the battle and what Pikachu would later accomplish in its biggest battle ever. So after a brief clash between Pikachu and Cinderace, Pikachu is able to hang on while Cinderace is left unable to battle, making this a 1v1 between the world's strongest Pikachu and the world's strongest Charizard. And while this is happening, we finally get the moment the entire fanbase has been waiting for all series. We finally get to see all of Ash's companions watching him in battle in an epic montage of characters. First we got to see Misty for the first time in this series, then Brock, Silent, and Alexa, which was a nice surprise. Then we got to see May and Max for the first time since the Wallace Cup, and May was in her Auras contest outfit, which I thought was a nice homage and reference, and she's there with Lisa and Serena in a matching set. This is the moment I was dying for all series, and it finally happened in the ultimate scenario, which was a dream come true. So after that, the ultimate battle begins with Pikachu versus Charizard, and right away Pikachu strikes with Quick Attack and Charizard responds with Air Slash as the two of them exchange moves. And I love the sequence where Charizard used Fire Blast overhead and Pikachu uses Electro Web to counter and trap it, giving it time to run away and escape. I thought that was well executed and greatly animated, along with the Thunderbolt and Fire Blast collision that we see after that, which was a direct reference to opening 3 with Pikachu versus Charizard, which made for a great detail because that opening hinted at the true ending for the series. After that, we see Charizard take a hit from Pikachu so that it can fire off a Dragon Pulse at close range, and Pikachu rides the attack and then disperses it with Thunderbolt, and Ash says that they're just getting started, which supercharges Pikachu, and that fuels Leon and Charizard to power up as well. And Sonia looks at Leon in this moment and thinks back to their first battle, and we get a nice 3D camera zoom in on Leon from Sonia's perspective that goes straight to Ash, which symbolizes how Sonia's feelings of that memory are being expressed and replicated through Ash. So after that, Pikachu begins his counter attack with the Quick Attack that was too fast to see, and Leon tries to counter with Ancient Power and Air Slash, but Pikachu is able to dodge all of it in a great scene where we see it run across the stadium wall, and then fight off Air Slash with Iron Tail mid-air, which was absolutely spectacular. But right when it looked like Ash was getting the edge, Charizard strikes back with the Fire Blast before Pikachu can counter, putting Pikachu in a bad spot and on the verge of collapse, as Pikachu is breathing heavy and everyone in the stadium watches holding their breath. Then we get what I believe is the greatest moment in the entire series, where Pikachu falls over and we hear Ash's first interaction with him at the start of their journey, before transitioning to the scene where we see all of Ash's Kanto Pokemon ever, which includes Butterfree, Primeape, and Lapras, and then that's followed by Ash's Johto Pokemon, which includes the Larvitar he met on Mount Silver, Ambipom as a member of his Hoenn team, then his complete Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, and Alola team, before we get to his Journeys team and Ash, who tells Pikachu that everyone is on their side, which sparks Pikachu and pushes him to get up with more confidence than ever as the original opening plays and Pikachu becomes supercharged. So much went into that short but highly significant scene. I tweeted my reaction right after I saw it, and I said that this scene has a case for being the greatest in the series, and after thinking about it for a while, I can now say that with confidence this scene definitely is. Everything from the companions appearing to the spirit of all of Ash's Pokemon ever coming together to embody Ash and Pikachu's entire journey was magnificently done, especially that small scene at the start with Ash and Pikachu's first meeting beforehand. I don't think they could have done this scene any better with the time limit that they had available. It's one thing to have all of the companions, but to show all of Ash's teams and Pokemon ever added so much significance to the moment, especially when followed up with the main theme and original opening to bring fans back to Ash's roots in the beginning of his epic journey. This scene will forever be an iconic moment within the series because of what it means to Ash and his entire journey so far. So after that, Ash and Pikachu get synced for their final attack, and Leon does the same with Charizard, and we get the moment where Leon takes his hat off and tosses it in the air, and in case you were unaware, that's what he does at the end of your final battle with him in the Sword and Shield games, but he did it early here, which is obviously meant to foreshadow what's about to happen. So after that, we get the most well animated scene in the history of the anime, where we see Pikachu and Charizard charging up for one last Thunderbolt and Fire Blast to end the battle, and the detail on both Pokemon looked absolutely incredible, with Charizard raging like a fire dragon, and Pikachu who was fully charged with electricity. It was also great seeing the expressions on Ash and Leon as it was happening, since it was like they were physically taking part in the battle as well, which added so much more to the moment. So then we get the final headbutt clash between Charizard and Pikachu before it transitions to Ash at the Pokemon Center before going back to the ending, where we see that Pikachu was able to take down Charizard and help Ash become the world champion. This moment was absolutely incredible, and I loved seeing Ash pick up Pikachu there at the end to keep him from falling. So then we see the two of them celebrating their win after the battle, where we also see Leon talk to Ash, and he says that this battle reminded him of his first battle and made him think about how battles are supposed to be, and then he tells Ash that he'll grow even stronger before promising to battle him again. After that, we get the award ceremony with everyone congratulating Ash and Leon giving him the trophy, as Diantha and Cynthia say they want to battle next, and the episode ends with Ash on the phone with Go, setting up the Project Mew arc and the end of the series. And with that, the episode ends. This was a spectacular, extravagant, and extraordinary episode. There's no limits to the words I could use to describe this episode. It completely surpassed what I thought was possible for this finale, and to me this episode was an 11 or a 12 out of 10. I'm going to say it again, but to me this was the best episode in the history of Pokemon. That includes every episode of the anime and any special. I think this is without question the best battle we've seen animation wise, and this is going to be a very hard battle to top story wise as well, considering everything that went into those final moments, which is why I see some people saying that this should be Ash's last battle, but that's something I'll talk about on a later day. So for now, what do you think of this battle, and where do you rank it all time for Ash's battles, and what do you think of this episode and Ash becoming world champion? Be sure to let me know in the comments section below. My next review is coming soon. Sorry this one was late, but thanks again for watching, and bye.